It's not quite, but it's going to be close. Now, let me start. Hello and welcome everyone to the Laura Community Theater's Shakespeare. Hello everyone. Do you hear me? No? Oh, come on. Really? Hello? Hello everybody. Hello everybody. It's still not? I'm not hearing you through my speaker. No, come on. Okay, I got to stop this. And I gotta turn that off. Hello, everybody, and welcome. You still don't hear me? Hello, everybody. Come on. Should be going here. I stopped the picture. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Elora Community Theater's presentation of...
I'm not hearing you.
Okay. I will go over to you then. Sorry, Deb. I gotta come over. Unmute me.
How do I do that?
Just down there. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Elora Community Theater's presentation of A Midsummer Night's Dream. This is our first rehearsed play reading that we're going to be doing, and I hope everyone enjoys it. We will have a little presentation right now from an alumni of the Elora Community Theater talking to us about the origins of Midsummer Night's Dream. Enjoy. Sorry. Where are you? Come on. Oh, quit doing that. Do you hear anything?
No.
Yes.
Hear every word he's saying.
Oh.
Is that so? I'm hearing you. So be careful what you say.
Do you hear me right now? Deb?
I don't hear you, but they're hearing you.
Do you hear me?
No. They're hearing you. Casey just sent me a text saying they're hearing every word you're saying.
Okay, now I'm just trying to figure out why this video isn't playing. Okay, I'll play it this way.
Just don't talk. Don't talk.
Welcome to ECT's production of Dream. I'm Dr. Shoemaker, a professor of early modern and Shakespearean literature, and I'm excited to be the resident dramaturge and historian on Dream. What do we know about Shakespeare's famous comedy? It is often claimed as the best bard comedy. G.K. Chesterton once stated that Dream is, quote, the greatest of Shakespeare's comedies, in pure poetry and the intoxication of his words. Shakespeare never rose higher than he rises in this play, in the amazing artistic and moral beauty of its design, unquote. It's certainly a popular play among summer festivals and theater repertoire. So what do we know about it? Well, A Midsummer Night's Dream was written the same time as Romeo and Juliet, around 1595 or 1596. The title alone tells us a great deal about the play. Midsummer occurs on June 23rd, and it was a holiday associated with the, quote, tales of fairy spells and temporary madness, unquote. Night often refers to secrecy, to shadows, dreams, and or nightmares. And Dream itself is a time of fantasy. It's associated with repressed longing, with problem resolution, and it's a site of imagination and fiction. Thus, we know already that the play will be dealing with the world of fantasy, dreams, illusions, and magic. By examining the characters in Dream, we discover three parallel worlds and classes. Dream is divided into the world of the Athenian court, with the character of Duke Theseus and his soon-to-be queen Hippolyta. There's also the world of the forest, where we have 4 lovers and 2 ruling fairies. And then there's a world of the commoners, or the artisans of Athens. Now, the Athenian court is the world of law, of order, and of conscience. This is where we encounter our first couple, Duke Theseus, who's associated with law and order, who is awaiting his marriage to Hippolyta, queen of the Amazonians, You can think Wonder Woman, Amazonian, but without the superpowers. It is likely that this is a marriage of status and national unity, not of love. And unlike other comedies, Shakespeare opens Dream with wedding preparations. Usually weddings happen at the end of a comedy, but Shakespeare throws this rule out perhaps as a foreshadowing that Midsummer Madness is about to occur. And Theseus notes right at the beginning, now fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. The second couple that we encounter is Hermia and Lysander. Now Aegeus has brought his daughter Hermia to court to demand that she marry his suitor of choice, Demetrius. And according to the laws of Athens, if Hermia refuses her father, she is either sentenced to death or sentenced to life as a nun. Theseus is required to uphold the law, and he tries to persuade Hermia to her father's choice. But unfortunately, Hermia is in love with Lysander, another suitor of equal status and birth, and thus we encounter our first love triangle of the play. Our third couple are Helena and Demetrius. Now, Demetrius has abandoned Helena, his original love, to pursue Hermia. Despite this, Helena still holds out hope, and she betrays her friend Hermia in the hopes of winning Demetrius back. Now take a deep breath. Shakespeare is only getting started. From the world of the court, we now transition into our second location, the forest, ruled by the fairy king, Oberon, and his queen, Titania. Now, Oberon and Titania claim to be woodland deities, and they take responsibility for the climate and its consequences. We know that their bickering over a changeling boy has literally caused poor weather. As it's noted, quote, all this same progeny of evil comes from our debate, from our dissension. And it will take a whole play for this royal couple and their fairy servants to work out the disagreement. But while they're gifted with magical powers, the fairies of Dream are not malicious. They bless bridal beds, they set things right with the love potion debacle, and they eventually promote harmony in both the supernatural and the human world. But until a truce is agreed upon, the world of the fairies and of this forest is an uncertain and a dangerous place. And it is into this magical world that Hermia and Lysander go to flee the cruel Athenian law. Learning of their flight, Helena informs the irate Demetrius and trails after him. The woods represent the unconscious. It is in the woods that the lovers become lost, confused, fall asleep, and are affected by Puck's love potion. In the woods, all the lovers' allegiances are muddled, friends turn against each other, and the suitors engage in threats and violence. The woods can be a world of fantasy and imagination, but also a place of danger and of threat. And the last realm that we encounter is the world of the commoners, represented by the artisans of Athens. Each character is identified by his or her role. So we have Snug the joiner or carpenter, Bottom the weaver, and Flute the repairer of bellows. Despite being basic workers, they are asked to represent art, imagination, and fantasy by putting on a play for the upcoming wedding nuptials for the Duke. Unlike members of the court who speak in blank verse, or the lovers who speak in Petrarchan verse, the mechanicals speak in an awkward prose. Unique among the artisans is the character of Bottom, for he's the only one who can see and interact with the fairies. He is literally transformed during his fairy encounter by gaining the head of a donkey. And he returns to the world speaking of this experience as though it was a dream. So at the end of our fantastical production, each character has been exposed to the world of fantasy and imagination, whether through fantastical tales, dreams, or fairy encounters. But how Shakespeare ties up all of our many very interesting loose ends, you'll have to watch the show and see for yourself.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour grows on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Both illustrate. Stir up the Athenian youth to merriment. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries. But I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with revelling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
And thanks, good Aegeus. And what's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious Duke, this man bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, God's conceit. With cunning hast thou filled my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious Duke, be it so she will not here before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To your father you should be as a god. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked but with my eyes.
Or rather, your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold in such a presence here to plead my thoughts, but I do beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
To die a painful death. Or to abjure forever the society of men.
Indeed, or to abjure ever for the society of men.
Therefore, Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth, examine well your blood. Whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in shady cloisters mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day twixt my love and me for everlasting bond of fellowship. Upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would.
Oh, on Diana's altar to protest my austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Ah, scornful Lysander! True, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him, and she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he. As well possessed, my love is more than his. My fortunes every way is fairly ranked, and, which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should I not then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nader's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess I had heard so much, and with Demetrius thoughts we spoke thereof. But being over full of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. Well, come, my Hippolyta, watch here, my love. Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial.
With duty we do follow.
You, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me! For aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth.
Oh, cross, too high to be enthralled to low.
Or else misgraft in respect of years.
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged to young.
Or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
So quick bright things come to confusion.
Well, let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion, but hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, who hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. And to that place the great Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do an observance to a morn of May. There will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, in that same place thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call you me fair? But fair again and say, Demetrius loves you fair. Oh, happy fair! Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air more tunable than a shepherd's ear, when wheat is green and when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching. Oh, were favors so yours, would I catch fair Hermia ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye. My tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius be baited, the rest I'd give to you to be translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, and he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers would such affections move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
And the more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine?
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl and bladed grass, a time that lover's flight doth still conceal.
Through Athens' gates have we devised to steal, And in the wood where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep ward, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dotes on you.
How happy some or other some may be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she, but what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know but all that he do know. Love looks not with the eyes but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. And sometimes love is said to be a child because, well, in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in games themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved in showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name who just thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Ah, very good piece of work, I assure you, and Mary. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the Weaver.
Ready, name what part I'm for, and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
Well, that will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison's gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from afar and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I've a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask. You may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Oh, let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisne, Thisne, Pyramus, my lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No, no, you must play Pyramus. And flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extra more, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar, that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar, that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the Duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
That
would
hang us all. Every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, if you should fright the ladies of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any suckling dove. I will roar you. 'Twere any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day. A most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will, masters. Here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we will rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains. Be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak, we meet.
At the Duke's Oak.
Enough. Hold or cut bowstrings.
Come now, spirit, whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through barrier, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire.
I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to dew her orbs upon the green.
I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lollip spirits, we'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell in wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. And just Oberon would have the child, but she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen, but they do swear that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape in making quite, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk and sometimes labor in the quern, and bootless make of the breathless housewife churn, mislead the night wanderers landing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you and sweet Puck?
That speaketh aright. I am the merry wanderer of the night. I just to Oberon and make him smile when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly fowl. And sometimes look I in a daughter's bold and varied likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks against her lips, I bob, and on her with a dewlap pour the ale. The farmer for his stool mistaken me, then I slip down from his thumb, down toppled he. Oh, but room Fairies, here comes my Oberon.
And here, my mistress, would that he were gone.
Willamette, by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Harry, rash wanton, am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. Why art thou here, come from the farthest steppe of India? Oh, but that forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskins mistress and your warrior love to Theseus must be wed, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus, for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus?
This is the forgery of jealousy. And never since the middle summer spring met we on hill, in dale, forest or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beachy margin by the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls, thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, hath sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which, falling in the land, hath every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the plowman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field. The 9 men's moors is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with him or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound. And through this distemperature, we see the seasons alter. The spring, the summer, childing autumn, angry winter change their wonted liveries. And the mazed world, by their increase, now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sand, marking the embarked traders on the flood, when we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my young squire would imitate, and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles, and return again, as from a voyage, rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away, we shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle pup, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shone madly from the spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all armed. A certain aim he took and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow. I saw young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon. Then marked I where this bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girl around the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing that she waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, wolf, bull, meddling monkey, or busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm off her sight, which I can do with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. Oh, but who comes here? I'm invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen unto this wood, and here I am. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant. But yet you draw not iron, for my heart is as true as steel. Leave you and your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not, in plainest truth, tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that I do love you more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me, only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you.
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not. To trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege for that. It is not night when I do see your face. Therefore, I think that I am not in night. Nor doth this wood lack worlds of company, for you, in my respect, are all the world. Then how can it be said that I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go, or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius! Your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. You cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Welcome, wanderer. Hast thou the flower there?
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows. There sleeps Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes. Take thou some of it. And seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes. But do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the rich Athenian garments he is on. Effect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. Oh, and look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
Now, a roundel and a fairy song. Then, for the third part of a minute hence, some to kill cankers in the musk-rose buds, some war with bats to take their leathern wings to make my small elves copes, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongues, thorny hedgehogs, be not seen. Newts and blindworms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen.
Lulla, lulla, lullaby. Lulla, lulla, lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm. Come our lovely lady nigh. So good night with lullaby.
Weaving spiders, come not near. Hence, you long-legged spinners, hence. Beetles black, approach not near. Worms nor snail, do no offense.
Philomel with melody,
come not near.
Our fairy queen.
Hence away, now all is well. One aloof stands sentinel.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye, that shall appear when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood. And to speak troth, I have forgotten our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms and a troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet. Do not lie so near.
I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchanged with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily, but gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off in human modesty. Such separation as may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen, amen. To that fair prayer say I, and then end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep, give me all thy rest.
With half that wish, the wisher's eye be pressed.
the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force and stirring love. Imagine silent. Who is he? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And here the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty so. She does not lie near this lack love, this pale courtesy. Turn upon thy eyes, I throw all the power of this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid, sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkling leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril, I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia wheresoever she lies, for she hath bust and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears, if so mine are often washed than hers. No, I am as ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore, no marvel with Demetrius do fly my presence thus. But who is here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What, though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I had with her spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who would not change a raven for a dove? The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough? Is it not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye, but you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong. Good sooth, you do in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well. Perforce I must confess I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come, Lysander, near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to my stomach brings. Or for the heresies that men do leave are hated most of those they did deceive. So that my surfeit and my heresies of all be hated, but the most of me. And all my power address your love and might to honor Helena and be her knight.
Help me, Lysander. Help me do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Ay me, for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent ate my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander? What? Removed? Lysander, Lord! What? Out of hearing gone? No sound, no word. No. Then I well perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
Pat, and here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action, as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Fear, Lakin, a perilous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourself to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing. For there is not a more fearful wild fowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell that he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name.
And half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would entreat you not to fear, not to tremble. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are. And there, indeed, let him name his name and tell them plainly that he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there are 2 hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into a chamber. For you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. Look in the almanac. Find out moonshine. Find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why, then you may leave a casement of the great chamber window, where we play, open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye. Or else one must come in with a brush of thorn and a lantern, and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there's another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber. For Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster about him to signify wall, and let him hold his fingers thus, and through the cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into the break, and so on, everyone according to his cue.
heaven, homespun have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen. What? A play toward! I'll be an auditor. An actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus! Thisbe, stand forth!
Thisbe! The flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odious odorous!
Odors savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than ever played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry must you. For you must understand he goes but to see a noise that he heard and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, mostly white of hue, of colour like the red rose on triumphant briar, most dusky juvenile, and eke most lovely Jew, as truest horse, that never would tire, I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus tomb, man! Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus enter your cue is past, it is never tire.
Oh, as truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous, so strange, we are haunted. Pray, masters, fly masters, help!
Why do they run away? There is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom, bless thee. Thou art translated.
Huh. I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could, but I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here and will sing, that they shall hear I am not afraid. The ousel cock so black of hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo gray, whose note fully many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Oh, I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me to say, to swear on the first view, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that, and yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so, neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I'd have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou will it or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. and I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, moth and mustard seed.
Ready.
And I.
And I.
And I. Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs and mulberries, the honey bags. Steal from the humblebees and for night tapers, crop their waxen thighs and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail.
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 I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Mistress Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest lady?
Peas blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peascod, your father. Good Miss Peas Blossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, miss?
Moth, sir.
Good evening, Moth. And you?
Mustard seed.
Good Miss Mustard Seed. I know you well. I promise you, your kindred hath made my eye water ere now. I desire you of more acquaintance, good Miss Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came to her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close, a consecrated bower, where she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude and mechanical, were met together to rehearse the play, intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest, thick-skinned of that barren sort, whom Pyramus presented, also could see and enter in a break, when I at disadvantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed upon his head, upon which Thisbe must be answered, and forth-minded it comes, when they him spy, jump in sight, away his fellows fly. When in that moment, so it came to pass, Titania wigged, and straightway loved an ass.
Oh, this falls out better than I could devise. Oh, but hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian were by his side, that when he waked up for she must be eyed.
Oh, stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should the murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while, I will remain.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite and laid the love juice on some true love sight. Oh, about the wood, go quicker than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. By some illusion, see thou, bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go. Look how I go. Swift in the arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in the apple of his eye. When his love he does espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Stand aside, the noise they wake will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then we'll two at once move one. That must needs be sport alone. And those things do best please me that fall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never came in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born. In their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er?
I had no judgment when I to her swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, perfect divine, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy, oh, how ripe in show, thy lips, those kissing cherries, tempting grow. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell! I see you are all bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil in your courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. If you are men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so, to vow and swear and super praise my parts, when I am sure that you hate me with your heart. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure up tears in a poor maiden's eyes with your derision? None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort to poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so. For you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here, with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her, but as guest-wise sojourned, and now to Helen is it home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou wilt pay for it dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night, that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Whene'er it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide, fair Helena, who more enguiles the night than all yon fiery oars and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make thee known? The hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive you have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent, oh, is all forgot? All school days friendships, childhood innocence, we Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, our voices and minds had been incorporate. And so we grew together, like a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet an union in partition. Two lovely berries molded onto one stem. And you will rend our ancient love asunder to join with these men in scorning your poor friend?
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not, said Lysander, as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious celestial. Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent?
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persevere. You counterfeit sad looks. Make mouths upon when I turn my back. Wink at each other. Hold the sweet jest up. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
Helen, I love thee, by my life I do.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, whereto tends all this?
Hang off, thou cat. Thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this, sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny Tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine! Oh, hatred potion hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her? Strike her? Kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? Am not I Hermia? Are not you Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say.
I by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer. 'Tis no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh, me. You juggler! You canker blossom! You thief of love! What? Have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Right. In faith, have you no modesty? No maiden shame? No touch of bashfulness? What? Will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie! Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive she hath made compare between her statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewishness. Let her not strike me. Let me quiet go to Athens. Will I bear my folly back and follow you no further? Let me go.
Why get you gone? Who is't that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What? With Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
When she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school. And though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again. Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering not grass made, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Take not her part, for if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt regret it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou dares to try whose right, of thine or mine, is most in Helena.
Follow, nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I nor longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray, but my legs are longer though to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else committest thy knaveries wilfully.
Leave me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me that I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far, blameless proves my enterprise that I anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far, am I glad it so did sort, as their jangling I do esteem a sport.
Thou seest, these lovers seek a place to fight. Hide therefore, Robin, overcast the night, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue. Then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep with leaden legs and batty wings does creep. Then crush this liquor into Lysander's eyes, whose liquor has this virtuous property to take from thence all error and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, whilst I in this affair do thee employ. I'll be to my queen, and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monster's view, and all things shall be peace.
My fair lord, this must be done with haste. The night we're dragging to the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, whose approach ghosts, wandering here and there, troop from the churchyard, for fear lest day should look their shames upon.
But we are spirits of another sort. I, with the morning's love, have oft made sport, and like a forester, the groves may tread for even till the eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this business ere yet day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared through the field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speakest thou now?
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I'll be with thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak! In some bush? Where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookest for wars and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come thou, child, I'll whip thee with a rod.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly. That fallen am I in the dark, uneven way, and here will rest me. Come, gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy gray light, I'll find Demetrius and revenge his spite.
Coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me, stand, and look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then thou mockest me. Thou shalt buy this dear, if ever I thy face by daylight see. Now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed, and by day's approach look to be visited.
Oh, weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hours. Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight from these that my poor company detest. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eyes, steal me a while from mine own company.
Yet but three. Come one more. Two of both kinds makes up four.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heaven shield Lysander, if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye, gentle lover remedy. Wait. Lysander. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight of thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known that every man shall have his own, in your waking shall be known. Jack shall have Jill, not shall go ill, the man shall have his mare, again, and all shall be well.
Sit thee down upon this flowery bed while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peace Blossom?
Ready.
Scratch my head, Peace Blossom. Where's Mademoiselle Cobweb?
Ready.
Mademoiselle Cobweb, good Mademoiselle, get your weapon in your hand and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on the top of a thistle. And good miss, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, but do have a care that the honey bag break not. Where's Miss Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Pray you leave your curtsy, good miss.
What's your will?
Oh, nothing, good miss, but to help Miss Cobweb to scratch. Oh, I must to the barber's, miss, for methinks I am a marvelous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass. My hair do but tickle me. I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a good desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay. Sweet hay hath no fellow.
Oh, I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas, but pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Oh, sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood, I saw she had his hairy temples rounded with coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew which sometimes in the bud was wont to swell like round and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty floweret's eyes, like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I had my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her, her changeling child, which trait she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awaking when the others do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. Oh, but first, I will release the fairy queen. Be thou as thou wast wont to be. See as thou was wont to sweet. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet, sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
Oh, how came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these five ascents.
Music. Oh, music such as charmeth sleep.
When thou wakest with thy own fool's eyes peep.
Sound music. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow night solemnly dance into Theseus' house triumphantly, and bless it to all fair prosperity.
King, attend and mark. I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad trip we after night's shade. Ha, we the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping, here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. And since we have the vanguard of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bayed the bear, with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, every region near. Seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard such musical discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind. Their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew, crook-kneed and dewlap like Thessalian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like bells. A cry more tunable was never heard in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear. But soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep, and this Lysander, this Demetrius, this Helena. I wonder what they're being here.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came here in grace of our solemnity. But sweet, speak, Aegeus. Is this not the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Good morrow, dear friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these woodbirds but to couple now?
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. Well, how comes this gentle concord in the world that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and feel no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking. How we all came here, I cannot truly say, but as I think, I came here with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of Athenian law, be wed.
Enough, enough, my lord. You have enough. I beg the law upon his head, that they would have stolen away. They would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife and me of my consent, that she should be your wife.
My gracious lord, by some strange power, my love to Hermia melted as the snow. seems to me now as the remembrance of an idol god which in my childhood I did dote upon. Now by my faith, the pleasure of mine eye is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. Then, like a sickness, did I loathe this food. But, as in health, come to my natural taste, now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something worn, our purpose hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens. We will hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and indistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
Methinks I see things with parted eye, when everything seems double.
So methinks. And I found my Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Do not you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then, we are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hey ho, Peter Quince, flute the bellows bender, snout the tinker, starveling. God's my life, stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound his dream. Methought I was. There is no man can tell what. Methought I was, and methought I had, but man is but a patched fool, if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. A man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, and I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt, he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens force able to discharge Pyramus, but he.
No, he had simply the best wit of any handicraftsman in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. And he is very paramour for a sweet voice.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there is 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom, thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Oh, Bottom, O most courageous day! O most happy hour!
Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what. For if I tell you, I am not true Athenian. I will tell you everything, right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace. Every man look over his part, for the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion par his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. And, most dear actors, eat no onions, nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. And I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away, go, away!
Tis strange, Hippolyta, what these lovers tell.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy tales. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend, more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet, of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all is frantic, sees Venuses and his mistresses playing brown. The poet's eye in a fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth and earth to heaven. And as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them into shapes and gives to airy nothing local habitation and a name. Such tricks doth strong imagination play.
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesses than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable. Here come the lovers.
Oh, here they come the lovers. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love.
Come now. What masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are at hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask? What music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
There is a brief how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first. The battle with the courtiers. It can be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp.
Well, then none of that.
The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage.
In their rage, that is an old device.
Yes, and it was played when I from Thebes came last a conqueror.
The thrice three muses mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary.
Oh, not sorting with a nuptial ceremony.
A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth.
Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lady, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play to be. But by 10 words, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play, there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is, for Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which, when I saw rehearsed, I must confess, made mine eyes water, but more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter, never shed.
Well, what are they that play it?
hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
Oh no, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents. Do you service?
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and let us take our places.
I love not to see the wretched in Ori charged, and duty and his service perishing.
Oh, my gentle sweet, we've suddenly seen us no such thing.
She says they can do nothing of the kind.
No, the kind are we, then, to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport should be to take what they mistake. Tongue-tied simplicity and love in least speak most to my capacity.
So please, your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our good will, that you should think we come not to offend, but with our good will to show our simple skill. That is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should here repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow does not stand upon points.
He hath riz prologue like a rough colt. He knows not the stop.
Indeed hath played him on his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound, but not in a government.
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This man, with lime and rough cast, doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder, and through walt's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper. At the which let no man wonder. This man, with lanthorn, dog, and brush of thorn, presented moonshine. For, if you will know, by moonshine that these lovers think no scorn, to meet at Minos' tomb, there to rue. This grisly beast, which Lionhide by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which lion vile with bloody mouth did stay. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, where each was blade. With bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, well, here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lady, one lion may, when many asses do.
In this same interlude, it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall, and such a wall as I would have you think, that had in it a crannied hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper, often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall, the truth is so. And this, the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Or would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
'Tis the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim looked night! Oh, night with hue so black! Oh, night whichever art when day is not! Oh, night! Oh, night! Alack! 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And thou, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that standest between her father's ground and mine. Thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eyne. Oh, thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what's the eye? No Thisbe do I see? Oh, wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
But the wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She's to enter now, and I'm to spy her through the wall. You shall see it. It will fall pat as I told you. Oh, yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice, and now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love! Thou art my love, I think.
Oh, think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and, like Leander, am I trusty still.
And I, like Helen, till the fates me kill.
Not Romeo to Juliet was so true.
As Juliet to Romeo, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Oh, wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Oh.
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall away doth go.
This is the silliest stuff I have ever heard.
You, ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now, perchance, both quake and tremble here, when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Roar! Then now, that I, as Snug the joiner, am a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam, for if I should as lions come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
A very gentle beast and of good conscience.
The very best of a beast that e'er I saw.
This lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Let us listen to the moon.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How else is the man in the moon?
I am aweary of this moon. Would he would change?
It appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the wane, but yet in courtesy and all reason, we must stay the time.
Proceed, moon.
All that I have to say is to tell you that the lanthorn is the moon. I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon. But here, silence. Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Roar!
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shone, moon. Truly the moon shines with good grace.
And then came Pyramus.
And so vanished the lion.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious, golden, glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe sight. But stay, oh spite! But mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear, thy mantle good, what? Stained with blood? Oh, approach ye furies fell. Oh, fates, come, come, cut, thread, and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Be shrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with good cheer. Come, tears, confound, out sword and wound the pap of Pyramus. Aye, that left pap where heart doth hop. Ugh! Thus I die. I thus. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die. 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 Die.
Die.
Die.
Die.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and yet prove an ass.
How chance moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover.
She will find him by starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Oh, methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
Sleep, my love? What, dead, my dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak, speak! Quite dumb? Dead? Dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes, these lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone, are gone. Lovers make moan, his eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have shore with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword, come blade my breast imbue. And farewell, friends, thus Thisbe ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Moonshine and lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and wall too.
No, I assure you the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse.
Never excuse. For when players are all dead, there need none to be blamed. Marry, if he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would still have been a fine tragedy. And so it is truly, and very notably discharged. But let your epilogue alone. Come, music. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed, 'tis almost fairy time. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gaze of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity in nightly revels and new jollity.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, while the heavy plowman snores, all with weary task foregone. Now the wasted branch do glow, whilst the screech owl screeching loud puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night, at the graves all gaping wide, everyone lets forth his sprite, in the churchway past to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple hex team from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now are falling. But I'm not so disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust upon the floor.
Through the house, give glimmering light by the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar, and this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace will we sing and bless this place.
Now, until the break of day, through this house, each fairy stray to the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be.
And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be.
With this fairy do consecrate. Every fairy take his gate, and each several chambers bless. Through this palace with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear, and this meek conidal theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck now to escape the serpent's tongue, we'll make amends ere long, or else the puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.